Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing? Man, Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here. So, I've been getting a lot of questions, catching questions specifically, about receiving. I've put up a couple of videos about, if you look at the catching position, especially over the last couple of years, there's been an emphasis, a real emphasis put on receiving. And the style in which the catchers are catching, a lot of them now, is much different than maybe was taught. Well, not maybe, it definitely is different from what was taught, even 10, maybe even 5, but 10, 15, 20 years ago. It's much different. And so I want to throw up a couple of catchers here. I've got Hedges, I've got Real Muto, I've got, who else do I have? I've got a couple other guys. This is all footage from last year, obviously, because there's real people back here watching. And so let's go through a couple of these real fast, and you'll be able to kind of see. We'll start off with a slow motion. I didn't even want to start with a slow motion, but I click slow motion, so we'll watch a slow motion here. Right? So watch Hedges again. That's a pretty nasty pitch right there. Bottom of the zone. Kratz isn't happy about that. He's throwing knuckleballs now for the Yankees, but all right. So now a couple things you'll notice. And when I throw Hedges videos up, a lot of people say, don't move your glove that much, right? Now, this is one thing you're going to see a lot of players doing right now. All right, so the first thing is, you'll always see that their glove is always kind of starting down, right? And so it's starting low. My thought is this, and it's not just my thought. I think it's mostly all of these catchers that are doing this technique thought, is that the low ball, the ball down here, is probably one of the toughest balls to catch, right? And so I've got to be able to keep that ball in the strike zone, or at least I have to catch this ball with my glove working up, not down. Right? And so what you see a lot of players, and I coach at younger levels, and you'll see a lot, this ball right here, you'll see the catcher approaching this from high to low, and they'll catch it and they'll push it down. And so although they may catch it there, the ball eventually ends up almost on the ground as they kind of push from high to low to it, right? And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to be underneath the ball so that they can work the ball back up. And so every ball that he catches, right, and he's one of the best in the league at receiving, every ball that he catches the ball and he brings it basically towards his chin, right? And so he's bringing it towards his chin, and he's also going, he's a little extended with his arm, and then he's going to bring his arm back and up. So he's going to bring it, again, back towards his chin. Now, when I used to show this, I showed this when he first started. And I feel like he would, and he might not be one of the first guys to really do it, but he's one of the guys that does it so, so much where the glove is being brought again up a good amount. And people said, oh, at the beginning, they said, wow, he's never going to get that call. This is Little League, right? But he gets a lot of calls. You can see this ball right here. It's a tough pitch, and this is, probably a little bit down, and maybe because it's not a fastball, people say, well, I cross the knees or whatever. Look at Kratz. Kratz is not happy about this. But that is really impressive. Like, that's a tough pitch, and the fact that he's able to work, when that ball goes in the glove, it never goes down. In fact, his glove is like just starting to work up as that ball is about to enter. And maybe he makes it look very easy, but you've got to watch. If you watch a lot of catchers, especially young catchers, you'll know that this is not easy, right? So again, he's under the ball. His thumb is more down this way, right? So that's a little bit different than maybe some people have been taught. His thumb is kind of down under the ball. And again, the biggest thing is he's working this thing back towards him, so his arm is flexing, and it's working back up towards his chin. and he moved that ball. Those dots aren't exactly precise, but he moved it a decent amount. But the key is that everything's getting caught back towards the strike zone and not away from it. And this ball right here is caught away from the strike zone by not just young catchers, but a lot of catchers. That's just a hard ball. You know, that ball is, what is it, 85? Working down. He beats it there. He gets under the ball. He catches that thing and brings it up, back up towards the strike zone. Show it one more time. Let's go watch another catcher real quick. Now you've got Real Muto, another really good receiver. Again, last year with actual people in the stands. Now this ball is a little bit easier. This ball is in the strike zone, but you can still see kind of the same technique where he's under the ball, and then he's always working the catch back towards, you know, you can say back towards the strike zone or back towards his chin. And when you anytime I slow it down, the fact that the glove is not going to move down at all after the catch. The second that ball goes in the glove, the ball's coming back up towards his chin with a little bit of flexion of his arm. Again, his thumb's underneath. Really, really impressive right there. And he makes it, I mean, again, that's not as tough of a pitch because it's in the strike zone. But he's working on bringing that's another thing that they'll do. Even if the ball's in the strike zone, they'll still bring it up towards their chin a little bit. So this ball bringing up towards his chin, and then the ball here bringing up towards his chin, almost looks identical. And so as an umpire, right, you see the guy, if you only saw him bringing the ball up towards his chin on balls, well then, you know, that's easy. But if every ball you're receiving is being brought towards your chin, then it's really tough to tell. Now we'll show you Flowers real quick, just one more guy. He's a little bit different, where he has a little bit more, you know, he doesn't exactly flex and bring the ball up towards his chin as much, although it does come up, but it's not, you know, that extension of that flexion, but you'll still see how he works. He's going to be below the ball, and he catches the ball working up again. All right, so bottom of the ball, working from down to up, not from up to down. And he gets a ball that's, you know, it's close. It's maybe just a smidge down. But he presents it like it's in the strike zone right there. So a little bit different way of doing it, but still a really good job of making a ball that's a little bit down, presented as a strike. So couple different ways of doing it, but all very interesting and all can work. So let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff, and we'll talk to you later.